The turnovers in the first half, obviously, and then the total 20 points off those mistakes. I thought the second half, I thought we fought on the rebound as good as we've done in a long time. We ended up winning the battle, ended up tying them in second chance points, which no one does against that team. But I thought on the defensive end, just they lived in our paint throughout the night. When you bring bodies to a guy like Cade, there's people playing behind the defense, and they found a lot of easy ones. But yeah, they're a great defensive team. I don't know if you've anyways watched them play. They do this every night, so it's a challenge to try to score. I thought our physicality was better in the second half, which led to the 35 points in the fourth quarter, and we gave ourselves a chance to win the game. And on top of that, they're a team that when they do shrink the paint like they do, you have to take advantage from three. 10 for 29 is not terrible, but it's 35%. You're never going to score 60-plus in the paint against that team. 48's not a bad number. Obviously, with Jonas back, it helps. But, tremendous effort by the guys. We just didn't play well enough to win the game.
You talk a lot about the nature of the NBA. You don't see a team blow up as many screens as they do. How much does that help, or how hard was that to kind of combat that?
Yeah, and they have the personnel to do it. I feel like you look for people to put in actions where even if they blow it up, you feel like if they have to switch and you get a better matchup on Jamal, the next action will be a positive one. And a lot of times they have 3-4 guys that are switching, and there really is no advantage gained. It's not just Thompson. It's Holland off the bench. Ivy's a great athlete. So just Javante, they have a lot of guys that really compete defensively, and I think Cade's an underrated defender as well with his size. So we were trying to hunt ways to get people loose. There were a few matchups out there. Obviously, we went out a lot in the second half, but it just wasn't enough, and still had a chance, obviously, with our best free throw shooter, one of the best free throw shooters I've ever seen at the line. So I just, Jamal had to play a ton of minutes again. It's not what I want to do, but that's the way it is. And obviously, he was great in the second half, finishing with 24 and 10.
David, what do you say to Jamal after the game's in his hand at the line twice and he misses those free throws? What do you say to him?
I hope he shoots him again the next game, because he's a great free throw shooter, and he's made some of the biggest free throws in the history of this franchise. So tonight was one of those nights. We play 82 for a reason. Things happen that don't usually happen. So it's just one of those things. And again, there was fatigue out there for sure. For both teams, it was a really physical game, and they just, had made one more play than we did. And I thought we made some situational mistakes, things I have to watch on film, hitting the ball late quarter. They hit a couple threes. Late game, Duncan got behind us, and we were trying to shadow the first pass from side out. So some things we can clean up and communicate better to be better in those situations.
And Coach, how cagey a player to show Jamal is just to be able to get a chance to get the three when he throws on three?
On the late game? Yeah, we were running an action that I knew they were going to switch everything. And it's the main reason why I wasn't calling timeout late, was to keep their offensive lineup on the court. There's more people to attack for us offensively, because then their defense isn't as impactful. But in that situation, that allows them to put 5 guys on the court that are all high-level defensive players. We were trying to sneak him out the back end. He did a great job. As they topped him, they didn't let him come out the high side. And so he ran that route, kind of like Anthony Edwards does from time to time. So, yeah, it was incredible to get his foot behind the line. He took the contact, and it really did look like it was going in when he shot it, which would have been beneficial, obviously. But, yeah, I was just glad we got to look at it. Those are tough situations in our league, especially in today's game with the rosters filled out with 1 through 5 switching teams. I'm just glad our best player tonight got a look. And it just was a night where I felt like we clawed and climbed. We never got to the top of the mountain. It just was one of those nights.
On the first 3 that was a foul, were you trying to get them to review for a technical or flagrant on the kick-out?
We were looking for it. Did he step underneath his foot? Which I know is asking for that late game seems kind of soft, but the way the rules are written, they tend to side with the shooter nowadays. So either way, he got a look, he got fouled. But yeah, again, we put ourselves in a situation where everything had to be perfect the last 3 minutes for us to win the game. You can't do that. The first 45 minutes put us in a hole, and that's how it ended up.
The Frontcourt feels like it would be a load for a guy coming off the calf strain like Jones. Just what do you see from him in terms of his ability to kind of fight on the glass and you guys?
Yeah, it's 16 and 16, 7 offensive rebounds in 30 minutes. It's incredible to have him back. He just takes up so much space. Not to mention, I know they had 13 offensive rebounds, but he's only playing the 30 minutes. Obviously it was dramatically better when he was in. Yeah, he just shores up so many things for us that we haven't had. And I give Zeke credit, 17 minutes, 6 rebounds, 2 offensive. He hit the glass as well. And we were cross-matching, so these guys were in tough situations. They were small guys dealing with bigs, and when you step up to stop Cade, that means you're leaving a body of somebody that can really hit the glass. So it's you give something up sometimes to try to affect the other team's best player. Sometimes it was effective, sometimes the second chance points hurt us.
Coach, as much as Peyton has stepped up on the offensive end, what do you want to continue to see him do defensively in some of these matchups, like against Cade and just on ball?
Yeah, I thought he did a decent job. The isolations are tough. It's hard to say. You got to be sturdier, lower to the ground. Some of these guys are allowed to extend their arm a little bit. I don't think it was an offensive foul, but that's what he does well. And you just have to sit down and take the hit. I thought his contests were incredible. And then when we cross-matched, he's coming across from the weak side, contesting shots like he has been known to do. And I do think that during this period of time where offense has been such a big deal for us, and he had a tough night shooting, when he gets back and then we get healthier and he get back to just being that impactful defensive player, it'll be easier when there's not so much on his shoulders right now, to partner with Jamal to try to get us to 107 tonight, 110 would have won it. So it's one of those things where young players, I don't think they realize the total responsibility of being a main guy until you have to do it. And, 37 minutes guarding Cade Cunningham and also please have the ball and also late shot clock, make a play against one of the best defenses in the league. So, yeah, Peyton's been nothing but positive. If he has a bad shooting night like tonight, I'm moving on from that. And you're right. I think defensively, just keep being impactful.
One more. Bruce Brown played really well off the bench, a couple of good offensive performances for him in a row. What are you seeing from him lately, and what's clicking for you?
Yeah, he's finishing really well. And it was good to see him take some threes. He's been driving the ball a lot. And I think when he's open, he's 0 for 2 tonight, but I liked both looks. And the rebounding, 7 rebounds. And that was the guy I was going back and forth. Spence out there allowed us to be a little bit bigger defensively, gives us a better chance to defensive rebound. And then on top of that, Spence made 4 threes in this game. He was the guy I was going back and forth on how to finish. So, yeah, Bruce was great. It's good to see him kind of an uptick offensively, but we all know what he brings defensively. He picks up the ball. He's extremely aggressive. So I'm going to keep saying this. This group is just playing their ass off, and that was not a pretty game. And for whatever reason, we seem to stay in most of these games. And the NBA, if you do, things like tonight can happen where you have a chance the last few minutes. And, I'm pissed we lost, but I'm also, I just enjoy watching these guys play. I think they play the right way. Even when things get ugly, they don't hang their heads. They just keep coming. And that's going to serve us well as the year goes on and we get healthier. Thanks.